Alright, just in case any of you are wondering why I chose the floor plan that I chose, this is why. When I sit down on the toilet, this is my view. TV, wood stove going if it's cold out. Yeah, it's all about placement of the toilet. Hey everybody, what's going on? I got a question in my email. Again, I love them. Keep sending them in. And once in a while I respond to them online. My channel's kind of turning into that, but you guys seem to like that, so here we go. Hey Justin, I'm actually a newer follower. I have been in my motorhome for a solid month now straight. Doing great! Awesome, good for you. I can tell you're a newer follower though, judging from the question you sent me. Don't worry, man. This isn't some sort of personal attack or dig on you, but you'll learn quick here about my channel. He says, but I'm curious to know how winter in Canada is for you. I'm in Minnesota, and I'm going to try the winter through. Your words of encouragement would be great to hear. Thanks, man! And that's from Brian. Brian, thank you very much for the question, one that I'm no stranger to getting, and I just did a video on this a couple days ago about this exact question and how confused I am of why I get it. It's some sort of US thing. People in the US think that it just must be colder here because I happen to be in Canada. Time for a little geography lesson for all of you south of the border that keep asking these questions, all right? Vancouver is in the bottom half of North America. Canada is fucking huge, all right? We are in the bottom half of North America. Right down here. Everyone in this country knows west is warm. I mean, the joke is, if you live in Vancouver, it's fun to watch winter on TV. Because we don't actually get winter in Vancouver. We like to watch it on TV. And we like to joke about how we don't have to shovel the rain. And those aren't just jokes, they're reality. It's just the way it is. I mean, here is what it's like quite often. Here it is. Here's Canada. And you can see it's quite often warm. Right down the west coast, even as high as Alaska. Quite often in Anchorage, Alaska, it's much warmer than Manhattan, New York. That's nothing abnormal. It's actually quite common. I don't know why they don't teach you this basic geography, like the way the climate is. Here is another map of North America. You see on the top, on the left there, all the way up the coast, the red and yellow, that's warmth. There's Vancouver again. Nice and warm. Look over the east though there. It's blue. That's cold. East is cold. West is warm. It gives you an idea of how large Canada is and where we are in relative. We're in southern BC, southern Canada, which to us is the bottom half of North America. There it is again. We're in the bottom left of the orange. Okay? I don't know what you guys are thinking down there. Do you think it's just like magic? Maybe it's the Celsius to Fahrenheit thing, because you in the USA, you still have not switched to metric. You're like one of the last 3 countries on the planet that still uses Fahrenheit. And so when you see our weather, or when I talk about weather up here, and I'm like, holy cow, it's hot today, it's 30 degrees. You guys think that's really cold, but it's actually, you know, extremely hot. And the BC interior quite often gets over 40 degrees, which, you know, is over 100 degrees in Fahrenheit. So maybe that's what it is. You see us talk about our temperatures and then you think it must be really cold, but it's just the conversion from metric to Fahrenheit. That's my theory. That must be what it is. But if you want to ask somebody about cold weather camping, you need to ask somebody who lives in the East. And it doesn't matter whether it's Canada or USA, because they're one and the same. When it comes to going back east, it gets cold in the winter. Here on the West Coast in the winter, once in a while will go below freezing. Once in a while. But it usually only lasts a couple of days. And usually if you don't wake up in time in the morning, you don't get to see the snow because it melts away. That's how brief it is. And I've never had any frozen tank issues or anything like that. I even worked on one of the local ski hills for a few years, and I lived in a camper van up there, a Class B, and I still didn't have any problems up there. We're talking not very cold, like -5, -6 degrees. That's Celsius, so you guys can do the conversion there. It's not cold enough to worry about that sort of thing, especially if you're living in it and you've always got heat going and you're cooking things all the time. You don't have to worry about it freezing. But if you're, back east in Canada or the USA, it's a whole different story. There's a reason all the van dwellers and full-time RVers like to migrate to the West Coast in either country. It's because it's really comfortable all year round. Sure, I use my wood stove in the winter, but I mean, people who live back east would call me a wussy for that because we don't even reach freezing temperatures most of the time, but I still use my wood stove. That's because I love heat, though. I love keeping cozy and warm in the winter time, even if it's not that cold outside. Quite often I'll have the windows open in the winter while I have the stove going. And I love the ambience of it. But if I lived back east, I would definitely rely on the wood stove, probably for survival. All right? So I hope this little geography and climate lesson has been help for you and anyone else south of the border who missed the geography class in school, or they just didn't teach you, which a lot of you told me in that last video that they simply just don't teach you this stuff in the US. They don't teach you about other countries, even your humongous northern neighbor for some reason. But I don't take it personally, and I look forward to meeting a whole bunch of you on August 21st at Peace Arch Park, where we're going to have our RV CamperCon Round 2. It's coming soon, guys, so get your RVs and your vans ready, and I look forward to meeting a whole bunch of you there at Peace Arch Park. Stay tuned to my channel for more details on that. Keep on rocking in the free world.
All the way from the States, North Carolina, in the mountains.
Keep on rocking the free world.
Keep it up, Justin. We love you.